the new revolution of outdoor tennis in Shropshire.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself.
What do you think's like? Excuse me. I got to explain. Actually, I woke up this morning. You know, one of those days when you wake up and you think death would probably be easier. I woke full of cold. I couldn't breathe, and I was kind of, oh my god, I've got to do this today. But I'm still here. And also, I want to apologise for. It took us quite a while to organise this.
Oh no, don't worry.
It's the same with the lady that's coming on tomorrow. Her name's Caroline Piers. I was recording for Thorskin at home, my other show, and she messaged me as I was about to hit record with my friend in Vermont. She was like, I'll be round in the next hour, and I was like, oh, I completely forgot she was coming round, and I had to apologise. But like, I'm so sorry, I completely forgot, because like the biscuit's just blown up, and we've been doing all sorts. But I'm glad to finally have you here. I just need to do a bit of housework, I always call it, but the Shrewsbury Biscuit is sponsored by Gin Different. They've got a bar at the top of the market hall. You guys drink gin? Have you had a tipple of gin before?
Yeah, on special occasions. You know,
Yeah?
We're athletes, mate.
Yeah, we don't make a habit of it, but you know, on special occasions.
Yeah, it's
there's
all
nothing
right.
wrong with
It's
it.
all right
Yeah,
now
of
and
course
again.
it is. Of course it is.
But you know, if you wanted that special bottle of gin, you can't quite buy it at the supermarket. They will go out and get it for you, so you can buy it there. They've also got a great bar where you can buy over 100 different types of gin, I believe, and so go check them out. Look for them on Facebook, Instagram, etc., etc. Now we're here to talk about tennis. Mike Barton and yourself. What's
Ian Gillespie.
Ian Gillespie?
Yeah.
I should know, because I've just been looking at your Facebook, and there is a picture of you, Ian Gillespie. How's it going? You know. So high five tennis, right? What's it all about? Let's start from the beginning. Where did this all begin?
Okay, so a few years ago, I was sort of thinking of, you know, I want to create a brand that people that they understand in tennis. You know, high five,
Yeah.
high five quality,
Yeah.
high five standards.
Yeah.
You know, doing things professionally.
It's also a
properly.
friendly endearment, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a fun thing, because on the court with the children, with the adults, you can, you know, a little high five. It's all part of the game. You know, it's all about the spirit, creating a good spirit, and giving people opportunities to play a sport that's for everybody. You know,
With me, with tennis, I used to enjoy playing it at school, and you know, when you go to like Gran Canaria and there's a tennis court, you're just like, oh, let's go and get the balls, and you know, you have a go and stuff. But I've never been a massive fan. But I noticed there was a massive surgence of tennis and that kind of the enthusiasm. As soon as Andy Murray wins the Wimbledon, that's it. Everybody wants to go and play tennis, right?
that's right. I mean, it's one of those sports where, you know, you can literally just go down to your local park or your local club or your centre, and you could play with your grandma, your granddad, your little daughter. You know, it's one of those few sports where you can just pick up a ball as long as you've got the right equipment and it's fun, and you've got the right intensity and the passion for it. It's one of those sports you can just play. You can play it, you know, quite seriously. You can play recreationally. It's great. It's a great family sport. You know, that's the way I see it, and that's why I really fell in love with the game, along with other sports. But tennis kind of.
What kind of
really
sports
got
are
me.
you guys? You say you're athletes. What kind of
In a very loose word.
what sports are you guys involved with? Is it just tennis, or do you?
Well, I play a lot of golf. So obviously, you know, Ian still plays competitive tennis a lot. I'm often when you become a coach, you've come from a tennis playing background. So obviously through my teenage years, I was competing a lot in tennis, and sometimes when you then become a coach, it's sometimes nice to find something else that brings that competitiveness out of you, because any time we spend on a tennis court now is normally work related. So then in your free time going to compete as well, it's like all we do, you know. So I went and played golf with a few friends, and now I play that quite competitively, and it's nice having the balance, you know, working in tennis, playing golf for the weekends. It's nice.
I imagine it's like tennis again, but golf breaks it up a little bit. I imagine.
It does, and listen, we love tennis. That's what we do. But you know, having a balance is great as well.
And I got to say, the driving range in Horsehay was one of my favourite places in the whole world, because there's nothing better than going there with a load of anxiety or stress and just whoosh, and it's gone. It's one of the best things in the world, I believe.
That's it.
You know,
I still do that now.
I'm not a big golf fan. I'm really not. Like, playing it wise, I'd probably be useless. But we did go once to play foot golf. That was quite fun. It was golf with a football. They had big giant holes and
like in all these different sports, they adapt the games to make it appealing to everybody, and it's no different in tennis. We have the touch tennis, the short tennis. They use the sponge balls, the giant tennis balls,
cardio tennis as well.
The cardio, yeah, exactly. There are so many different avenues. Just to get people on court and just playing sport and socialising with other people. That's our big thing, isn't it? When they come to our tennis clubs, that we make it friendly environment for them to actually have that social.
Well, I was just speaking to you in the Riverview Cafe, and I was saying I've recently just lost loads of weight. All my clothes are hanging off me because I'm losing loads of weight. I'm doing the keto diet, guys. I mentioned it. There you go, DD. I mentioned it. So I'm looking for my sport. I'm looking for a thing. I mean, I'm not necessarily going to jump back into the gym with all the meatheads, but I want to do something that's physical. So maybe I can pop by sometime and just try it out. Is that an option for people?
Absolutely. I mean, our main club in Shrewsbury is the Shrewsbury Lawn Tennis Club, and we've got an amazing venue down there. It's surprising, not as many people know about it as you would think, because it's quite hidden, even though it's right on the riverside, and it's got a strong membership and lots of opportunities for different, all sorts of people to come and have a game.
It's a typical Shrewsbury thing. I'm not from Shrewsbury, but when I sort of come into the town, it kind of I look at the place and think it's unique. It's beautiful. It's I can just walk around the town and and there's views everywhere. What Mike's just saying about Shrewsbury Lawn, you go down there and it just feels good when you walk down there. You've got the river, you've got the fresh air, you've got the fantastic facilities, and it's just a nice place to be.
Unless you went down yesterday, then you have to battle Storm Kira. Sierra.
The courts are covered in trees today, so maybe not today.
A lot of venues are probably struggling today, and the groundsmen are working tirelessly, no doubt.
Imagine hitting the ball and it just flies back at you.
To be fair, that's part of what we do, though. I mean, we said at the start, we work outside, and we're all in the same boat. And yesterday's weather, is going to put a stop to a lot of things. But if you love the game enough and you're keen enough to get down, then you'll make it work. And we can't do anything about days like that. But then we get rewarded with the nice days. It's just the same as many sports, in any outdoor activity.
So what's the main clientele here? Are you talking to kids or anybody? Is there a wide range of people that can come and play tennis with you guys?
Yeah, I mean, tennis is set up to enable anyone to play of any age. Certainly we try and cover as many age groups as we possibly can, and we start right from the youngest, probably 3 to 4, giving them an opportunity to play. I mean, obviously the game is very different for them than what you can imagine, but
the net's twice the height of them.
Absolutely, but there's abbreviated equipment, and we go from mini red, which is 5 to 8, mini orange 8, 9, early 10, and then green ball, and then obviously they go on to yellow ball, which is what all adults play, and we just try and provide as many sessions as we can, so all the family can get involved. And family is a word that will crop up a lot in our business, really, because if one member of the family is playing, why not every member of the family? And it's making them realise that everybody is able to play, and
when they do have that nice little holiday over in Gran Canaria that you were mentioning before, they can all muck in and borrow a tennis racket and get on court, like exactly what we were saying.
I always remember doing things like that. It's like whoosh, gone, whoosh, gone, and it's as well.
They've got slower balls now. You see, you've got to use the right equipment. Slower balls.
It's taking tennis away.
Come down.
I'm gonna come down. I'll bring the team down.
You've said it now on podcast.
That's it. We're gonna come down. I've said many things on podcasts, and a few weeks ago I was like, let's go and do a podcast on top of the column or the monument at Hawkston Park. And everyone's like, we did it on Friday. We went up on Hawkston Park, and we on top of the columns as tall as the Lord Hill column. We recorded a podcast, and I don't like heights. And there's so many pictures of me just looking terrified, like, oh. So I come up with these great ideas. As well, I was thinking about tennis. And when I think about tennis sometimes, I think of the movie scenes where they've got the tennis coach and they've got the nice outfits. And, it was once considered quite a posh sport. And I guess now, with what you guys are doing, is making it more generalised and more available to people. Is that a good point?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, accessibility is so important in every sport. And everybody's following the same line. Tennis is no different at all.
Yeah.
It appeals to everybody. I've had an inquiry this morning, just a boy who's got autism. It appeals to many different people, families, standards. Everything. So it's
big. Whether you go to gym, whether you play football, golf, or tennis. Whether you suffer from depression, anxiety, autism, anything like that, it's an escape, isn't it?
They can bring themselves out their shell and they can express themselves, and whether that's on a one-to-one basis with a coach that they feel comfortable with, or whether they just come down and just meet a new friend, down at the club, and they can just have a little chat, perhaps hit a few balls. But,
in the governing body of tennis, the LTA, their strapline, as it were, this year is tennis opened up. And I don't think we could be representing that anymore, really. That's exactly what we're trying to do, whether it be tennis activities that we deliver at the club themselves or whether we deliver them at schools, and the most important thing is if you don't ask us what we can provide, then people won't know. So we're trying to encourage people with the social media and with coverage, things like this, is making people realise that I didn't even know tennis was an option for me. And if they don't ask, then we don't know, and we're always learning about how we can adapt to different challenges that we might face in our job, and we're open to it,
Like many sports, it's exactly the same. In tennis, you could learn to be, a tennis player. You could be a leader and become an official. I've had lots of boys and girls that have come through and become kind of line judges in professional events. There are different avenues. Being a ball boy or a ball girl, we do the training for the event at Shrewsbury. So there's so many things that you can do in tennis, and just latching onto the ball boy and ball girl thing. They're a team. Tennis can be sometimes portrayed as a singular sport. Individual. You have to. That's a team environment. You're working as a team. You work as a team.
It's almost like when for the big events. I guess you guys run tournaments as well. Right?
Yeah, we do.
So like when it's 1-on-1 and there's the build up to the match, it's almost like a boxing match, right? You've got to get inside the player's head. It's you versus them, and
that's right. In fact, we've just devised a new inter-club sort of schedule between myself and Mike with our 4 clubs, with the Shrewsbury Lawn Tennis Club, Broseley Tennis Club, High Arkle, and Shifnal Tennis Club. So we've actually devised a new schedule where these players can compete at their level. There's going to be 2 tiers of level of competition. So that's just something that's going to be coming up very soon. So they've got an event every month, something to look forward to, and meet some new friends, meet some new people, and actually play in a. We want to try and create a little bit of a competition culture, but without it being kind of bit worrying. Let's call it.
I think it's important though, isn't it? Because you walk around Shrewsbury. You see running clubs. You see the lads from football. I'd go take my little boy. I used to take him taekwondo. There's the badminton lot that used to all turn up. It's like a brotherhood thing, isn't it? Like they're your people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And it's nice for them to, our players. It can get a little bit samey going to the same venue to the same hour every week with the same people. And what competition can do if it's done well is it can show people that there are other people in a similar situation to yourself playing at other venues in the county. We want to bring those people together, because coming to coaching is great, but our job is to make people stay in tennis, and the more different types
just
of tennis we can provide for them
as well, a little bit, lifting the standards of play. They're not going to know if they're going to have that one-to-one rivalry or that doubles game that's really going to test their volleying skills and also characters that you meet as well on the court.
How difficult is it for you guys to get your coaching qualifications? Because I noticed you're level 3, you're level 4. How long does that take to get?
It's kind of a natural progression, really. I think most coaches start by volunteering, at their local club. If they show an interest, that might be just assisting in some of the sessions that the club coach is running. And from there, you go on your LTA, coaching courses. So it starts at level 1 assistants, then you go on to level 2 assistants, and then level 3, level 4, level 5. And
if somebody wanted to start right now, so if you wanted to get on the road, of course, yes. It would probably take up to 3 or 4 years to get to a point where you can, you'd be able to kind of be where kind of like myself and Mike are, because you've got to build experience, and you got
to know what to look at.
You don't necessarily have to be a great player. I'll always say that. As long as you can communicate with people and you can read what they want and their needs.
Well, the reason why I ask is very clever, of course, is just to let people know that if you're going to come to High Five Tennis, you're going to have fully qualified coaches that know what they're talking about.
Precisely. And we have a good mix as well. We have a good team of coaches who have got different abilities, different ways of communicating, and they have certain strengths with certain groups, whether it be adults or recreational players. High quality coaching with the high standards of the performance. We can pretty much cover all of that.
I think that's why we work well as a team, because you have to understand as a coach what you're good at and what you're not so good at, and working as part of a team. Part of the reason why Ian and I have joined together is to be able to provide to a wider market of tennis, and actually realising what you're good at and specialising in that area, and then if you can get every member of the team finding that what they're good at, then you got a recipe for a good team, and that's what we're trying to do anyway.
Yeah, and I see you guys travel quite a bit. There's pictures of you in Bolton and all sorts of places. So, do you take the teams away around the country, or is it you just kind of?
There's obviously with tennis or sport, there's a lot of travelling. So there are occasions when we perhaps the competitive players on our programs that we would support them and give them the guidance that they need. Yeah, they have to travel to Bolton, and they have to travel down south.
It's a field trip, isn't it? We're going on a field trip, guys.
It's great. Yeah, it's great fun. I mean, that's part of in my kind of background in tennis, that was the most enjoyable part of tennis. Actually just doing the travelling and being with people, that camaraderie, the fun off the court,
I love it.
Playing cards, and just what we used to do, but kids are doing different things now, but it was just that banter, and having that fun.
I mean, my wife's cousin Natalia, shout out to Natalia, she's big on bowls. She used to play bowls, and she used to play for the county, and she used to go up and down the country, and we used to go with her sometimes, and there was some of the best days out. We'd be like, we're in Skegness or something, I don't know where we were, but she's playing bowls, we were sitting there eating sandwiches, watching the bowls, you just didn't expect
It's what sport can do, you get to see different places that you might not have even thought you'd go, just purely because you've got a tournament there. I mean, me and Ian have been together on men's county trips together, and played together actually. And I will shout out that I got my first men's county win with Ian, which was quite cool. But playing as I mean, we're talking about more the performance end here, but ultimately what we're trying to do, even on a smaller scale, we want to take these children from Shrewsbury to even High Arkle or to Shifnal, and even for them, that's a big step, going out of the comfort zone and playing somewhere different, as you say. But it's nice, and we certainly enjoyed it.
And speaking, that's the competitive side of what you guys do. But when it comes to the youngsters and people coming through, I've got a huge amount of respect that people that can motivate young people into wanting to play the sport. Like my little boy does football every week at Up and Comers. Big shout out to them, because they're brilliant with the kids. I guess it's the same for you guys. You get kids that just come out of the time of their lives playing tennis with you guys, right?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is, especially at an early age, we want our players to love tennis, but ultimately we want them to just love sport and being outside and running around and having a good time. And we appreciate all the hard work coaches put in across all sports, not just tennis. We just happen to be the guys doing it in tennis. But look, we also, I mean, I certainly do. I encourage my players not to just play tennis, because ultimately there's plenty of good sports out there. There's plenty of good things to be doing, and having an all-rounded positive approach to sport is crucial, in my opinion. So
really important, and to get kids to put their devices down, get away from Fortnite, get out there and do something. It's really good. Have you guys got any examples of, you can use aliases if you like, for people that have joined you guys from stage 0, not knowing a lot, and gone on to do really well actually?
I suppose I don't want to really go into the players who have competed particularly, but I take a lot of pride on a personal note with someone similar to Mike, who's just sat right opposite me now. He started his journey in tennis when he was 10, 12. Picked him up at that point, and he obviously had a lot of enthusiasm for the game, enjoyed competing. But on the leadership side of things, to actually see his journey go through, helping me on the court with like mini Reds and sponge ball players, and and then go through the progression to get to the point where he is now. I get quite, just using him as an example. He's not the only guy, but there's lots of lots of others. But that I get a lot of satisfaction from that.
Yeah.
But there are players that have competed at county level, have represented the county, and at regional level, and even got through the national ID sort of system that the LTA had, 5 or 6 years ago. That you get a huge lot of satisfaction from it, and it makes those rainy, horrible, windy days where you've got your gloves and your hat on. They make it all worthwhile in the end.
I mean, I always remember when I was younger. I've never had a high opinion of myself. Well, I'm not going to get super personal now, but like when I was younger, I joined the cadets because I was like I needed some direction, that sort of thing. I needed, and it turns out that I learned that actually that not only am I good at something, I'm a leader. I can teach. I can inspire people and bring people along. So if you can teach people to coach and bring people along like that, it's hugely important in someone's development as a youngster. There's lots coming into Shrewsbury as well. Which there's the W60, the tour coming in. Is that something that you guys look forward to? Do you work well with the other people that do this?
It's great that Shropshire have the opportunity to hold that event. A lot with the Shrewsbury Club and Tennis Shropshire. I think they combine and work together running that event. I think it's fun. I think it's brilliant for the county. It just shows that in this county that there are we're such a strong county for volunteering. We have so many people involved, and so many supportive people. It's such a great county actually to be working in. We're not perhaps the strongest county competitively. We don't sort of have a track record of producing national top 10 players.
Yeah, but it's quality, isn't it?
But I think it's, as a county we could be very proud of events like that. With all the volunteers and to get it going.
I think it shows a nice togetherness of all the clubs, because it's those sorts of events where day to day, clubs get on with their own little things and their own members, but it's nice on events like that where they all come together and celebrate tennis as a whole. We're all in the same game really, to get more people playing tennis.
What a great for the Shrewsbury public just to walk to essentially watch some professional players.
Some of the ones that you see on the telly.
It's right on their doorstep, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing.
Top 100 players.
And collaboration and people coming together and working together. It sounds really cliche and some people might roll their eyes, but if you listen to the show, you'll see that that's actually the magic word in Shrewsbury. People collaborate, they work together, they cooperate, and we hear that day in, day out on the show. So that's music to our ears, but it's also something we hear quite a bit. Let's talk about where people could find information about how much things are, where to meet you guys. Where are you guys?
Obviously the main base from a Shrewsbury point of view is the Shrewsbury Lawn Tennis Club, just down by the quarry. And most importantly, we work a lot on social media, on our Facebook page, really.
Yeah, Facebook page.
So High Five Tennis on Facebook. It's a nice, easy route to find us. We both have access to that page, and we try and put we try and advertise and showcase what we're doing. So that's an easy way to find us. But most importantly, we hold open days during the year, and they're advertised through different platforms on social media and advertisement through the town, and and if anyone wants to have a go, just come on down. We're there, we work there, we're coaching there. So come on down, say hello. If you're walking by the river, the tennis courts are on the river. So if you see me there working, ask what we can do, and we'll send you all the info, no problem.
I've got lots of memories of, because I live just in Bellevue, we used to walk along the river to get to the park, and my little boy would just grab the gate and just watch as people were playing the tennis there.
You probably had a flyer off me then.
Possibly. I think you guys are doing great things for the town. We like to cover all sorts on the biscuit, whether it's culture, whether it's but sport is. We were talking about that in the cafe. Sport is really important, I believe, because not everybody is an intellect. Not everybody can sing a song or write a book. But some people shine through sport. And what you guys are offering is an opportunity for people to do that. So, well done.
It's exactly what you said. Going back to briefly what Ian said about my journey. I didn't actually know that I was going to be a tennis coach. I just started doing it. And, I'm 10 years later, it's my full-time job, and I'm, inspiring the next generation to do the same thing. And, I didn't apply for the job. I didn't kind of, plan how I was going to get there. I just got involved in tennis, and it kind of kept me in, and from, I've got a lot, to thank of Ian and tennis in general. And, it's not just about playing tennis of a good level. It's about seeing what other doors it can open for you, and I've moved to Shrewsbury because of it. I've, I love the town now. I call it my hometown, and as I say, I've got a lot to thank for tennis. So.
Oh, brilliant. And I'm going to propose something to you guys now. I don't know how you're going to take this, but I think we should have an inter-podcast tournament. There's 4 of us on the team, and I think we should have a prize for the person who wins and a bogey prize for the person that drops out. And so that's me, Julie, Dee Dee, and Shane. If you're listening to this, guys, I'm dropping you right in it now.
Great. This is
lovely. Liking it.
Yeah, I think we should do like a heat. Obviously, it's semi-finals and through to the final. But yeah, I think we should do that. What do you reckon?
Sounds good to us. You can do it at the tennis club.
Yeah.
Should we set a date now? Do you want to set a date, Mike?
Okay, let's do it. I mean, I'm looking at March now, February, March. I'm deadly serious about this, guys. Should we say a weekend? It could be a Saturday. Get Shane involved. What about March the 14th? No, March the 7th.
You put me on the spot here. Say, we'll pencil in March the 7th.
Yeah.
Pencil in March the 7th.
We can record some stuff, take some pictures. It's gonna be hilarious.
Sounds good.
My belly's gonna be going all over the place and all sorts. But hey, we'll do
that.
Yeah. March the 7th. Brilliant. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the Biscuit. I'm sorry it took so long to get you on the show.
Thanks very much for having us on. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thank you very much for having us on.
I wish you guys the best of luck. And summer's coming up, so it's gonna. I mean, what is summer like for you guys? But it must be crazy, right?
It is. More people. It's obvious, isn't it? The sun's out. It's easier for people to pencil in a game of tennis and know that it's going to be on, for example. I'm going to worry about the weather. But, we're ambassadors for tennis all year round. We just, one day in the, it's funny, isn't it? Because obviously September, October, November this year were really wet, and January was okay. So you never know what's coming. So we just have to, ride the wave and get as much tennis on as we can.
And do you guys have equipment that people can use at the club, or do you have to bring their own rackets?
Yeah, I mean, everything's there for them. They turn up and we always provide a racket.
Just come and have a go. See, you never know.
Balls, yeah.
All right, tennis comp. There we go, saved into the diary. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks very much.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Gin Different. Make sure you give them a follow and a like on Facebook and Instagram. And you know what? If you want to check out our website, you can play our audio directly from the website on your phone rather than going to Podbean or Spotify, whatever apps you're scared of. And our website is the shrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk, and that's brought to us by Web Orchard, because them guys are geniuses. Thanks again, guys, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.